Hey everybody, welcome to Bones Collector. Today on Bones Collector we're doing our next installment of our Ultimate Top 100 board games. It is numbers 50 to 41 and this is going to be as quick as I can possibly make it because we got behind a little bit on Thanksgiving, all the family things going on. So I'm just going to say a few brief words about each game and hopefully that will be enough to inspire you to check these games out. So here it comes. Hey guys, the number 50 position is Ascension Tactics. It's called a miniatures deck building game, and there is a version that has some miniatures in it, and it's a great big box. And I did not want that big box, so I'm so thankful that the publisher put out a standee version, and that's what I have here. Now, Ascension was a deck building game that came out years ago, and it's similar to all the deck builders that you've played, Star Realms and Hero Realms and Dominion and things like that, but you take the deck building element of Ascension, it's applied to an area control board game, and it's absolutely fantastic. What you get in this box is well worth the price of admission. It has a lot of cards in the game, and the board is nice, and you have all kinds of standees for your heroes. And the thing I like about this area control game is once one of your heroes is eliminated, he comes back to his card and can go right back out onto the board the very next turn. So I absolutely love this game. This is the back of the box. I played this game at a convention and I liked it immediately. I told Lori, let's get that game. It's different than most of the games that we generally play, but it's absolutely fabulous, and it reminds me of Clank because it's got a deck builder operating a board game. All right. Hey you guys, in position number 49 I have a couple of games by the same designers. Their names are Eilif Svensson and Christia A. Otsby, and I love both of these games. Both of these games are dice games. This is a tile laying game, and this is a dice kind of worker placement game. They're beautiful, fun to play, about a 3.0 on the complexity scale, just adorable. Every time I play these games, I'm so thankful I have them in my library. This game, you have columns and rows of tiles that you're going to lay on your player board and activate those with blue dice and white dice, depending on whether you're doing a row or a column. And this, you just roll a bunch of dice and draft them from a pool and use them and place them as workers. So both of these games are fantastic. I bought this game at the last convention I went to for $20, still in the shrink wrap. I had put off getting this for the longest time, and when I had the opportunity to pick it up that cheap, I did, because I knew I would like it. I watched it played on YouTube many times, and I absolutely adore it. We bought this when it first came out, and it's been in our library ever since, and we love it. And those are two games that I can offer you from these same designers. That's number 49 position on our Ultimate Top 100. Okay, at number 48 position, we have Roco. Roco is a game designed by Matthias Kramer, Lewis and Stefan Maltz. And Lewis and Stefan Maltz did a Tungaro, which is also in our Ultimate Top 100 board games. And Matthias Kramer has two other games, Kraftwagen and Lancaster, that are also in our Ultimate Top 100 board games. But Roco is a fantastic game. It has another version that's a super deluxe edition from Eagle Griffin Games, and it's absolutely gorgeous. But this is the original version. I think it came out around 2013. That's the back of the box. And you use a card mechanic of workers in order to operate this game. That's the driving force in this game. And the theme is wonderful. I think it's Louis XV. He's putting on a ball and you are dressing people up in fine gowns, men and women, and placing them in different halls on this board to score points. And it's absolutely wonderful game to play, just working that hand of cards, because you start out with 5 and it's got a deck building element in it. You can acquire more employees, which are the cards, and add them to your deck that do more powerful things and have an extra bonus action that you're going to use in the game. I actually owned the deluxe version first, played that, loved it, and decided to move that on, and we picked up the original version because the board was smaller and more approachable for us. But absolutely love Roco. It's an outstanding game from Eagle Games. And that's number 48 on our Top 100. At number 47 on our Ultimate Top 100 is a game by Rainer Knizia and Martino Chiacchiera called Witchstone. I love Witchstone. This game, I believe, came out in 21 or 22, I can't remember, 2021, and there's the back of the box. And in this game, each player is going to have potion pot that you're going to be laying tiles down in, and you're trying to connect the iconography on those tiles to get extra benefits. It's very similar to Ingenious. If you've played Reiner Knizia's game Ingenious, he uses that mechanic for your player board. Ingenious is a very easy game, but it takes that very easy mechanism and puts it in this game. And then you have witches. You're trying to activate this crystal, and it has a magic wand and a potion cupboard. So much magic stuff going on in this game. It's very thematic and super fun to play. We've loved it ever since it came out, and that's Witchstone from Reiner Knizia and Martino Chiacchiera. And that is number 47 on our Ultimate Top 100. This is number 46 in our Ultimate Top 100. It is a game by Jeffrey D. Allers called Citrus. And I always disliked the cover of this when I saw it. But the game, I watched it played quite a few times, and I said, well, I'm just going to have to get over it because that game looks amazing, and it is amazing. So now I love the cover because I love the game. But Jeffrey D. Allers was a designer of this game. It came out in 2017, and it's a tile laying game where it has a unique market mechanism where you're doing the selection of the tiles and building them around fincas on the board. It has a unique system. It's a timing thing where you're trying to take your workers off at the right time. You want to leave them out there to score as late as possible, and then you have to take them off in order to get money, get coins, so that you can continue to play the game. But man, what a great game Citrus is, and we've had this since it came out. I loved it, and I'm so glad to be able to tell you about it. If you haven't played this game, you need to make an opportunity to do so. It's absolutely lovely. That's Citrus. And number 45 on our Ultimate Top 100 is Moot Tap by Phil Walker Harding. This is a 2 to 4 player game, plays in a half an hour to 45 minutes. And we love this game at 2. It plays wonderfully. And this is the only game by Phil Walker Harding we've kept. We've had Barren Park, we had Gizmo, we had Gingerbread House. It seems like there's one other one. But this is, oh yeah, Cacao. And this is the only one we ended up keeping. It's a nice little puzzle game. And there's a, take a look at it. That's exactly what it looks like on the table. And you have these big chunky wooden blocks in your player color, and you're going to have a set of rules that are going to tell you how many of those you can load on certain ships, and those ships have to go into these different docks and perform whatever puzzle is on these tiles. And the tiles are two-sided, so there's great game variability, and there's also cards that give you end game bonuses that you want to acquire. But the cool thing about this game is it's got a little bit of interaction where you can take one of those boats and move it to one of those tiles where you know your opponent won't do well. Lots of fun, and I really enjoy Moot Tap. Matter of fact, we saw it used for $4.99 at our local game store, and I bought a copy and gave it to my sister for her birthday on Thanksgiving. That's how much I love this game. But it's absolutely fabulous. That's Moot Tap by Phil Walker Harding. That's number 45. Okay guys, this is number 44 in our Ultimate Top 100 board games, and it is 4 games that I have in my library by Michael Kiesling. These aren't the only 4, but these are the 4 I want to highlight because I'm in love with them, and I have been ever since they came out. Riverboat is the first one I want to talk about. It's for 2 to 4 players, first of all, but we can play this in an hour. And it's a little crunchy. I would say a 3.0 or a little higher on Board Game Geek, but it uses an action selection mechanism, much like Puerto Rico. If you played that, you're going to have 5 tiles that are available for the players, and you take turns drafting those tiles. Now each tile has an action that you're going to take, and the other player has a follow action on it. So whatever you take is going to have something to do with you and then something to do with the other player. So that's really cool, and one of the things I like about it very much. And then your player board is, of course, here's the back of the box. On the player board, you're going to be building and laying down these hex tiles to surround farms and get different benefits, and it's absolutely a wonderful, crunchy game. It takes place in the upper Midwest, and this is the Mississippi River, so you're going to lay these ship tiles along here, and your harbor master has to be far enough along on there to score those tiles. So this game is wonderful. It didn't get any buzz at all when it came out in 2017, I believe. I just think it got ignored for whatever reason, but man, I love this game by Michael Kiesling. The other game I'm going to talk about, or one other game, is Sanssouci. And Sanssouci came out in 2014. It's been reprinted since, has a beautiful reprint job. We've had this forever and we love this game. You're going to have a hand of cards that's going to drive the action in this game, and those cards will tell you what tiles you can take off the central market board. You're going to lay them in your play area and move your nobles down those paths. It doesn't have to be straight down, but you have to go over maybe and then come down. The further down you move those nobles, the more points you're going to score for the most part. So this is Sansuchi, and it's by Michael Kiesling, and it's absolutely fabulous. You can play this game in 45 minutes. I love it. All right, the next game I'm going to talk about is Vikings. Vikings is an older game, came out in 2007. I was able to grab this wonderful copy of it. Somebody had it still in the shrink on BGG, and I was able to pick it up off the board game market and absolutely love it. And you can see here it has a central mechanism of Vikings that are going to be circling that wheel right there, and that's going to tell you the value of what it's going to cost to take those particular Vikings. You know, it depends on what color Vikings you take as to what action it's going to be, and you get these tiles and the Vikings that are on that position in the wheel, and you're going to place them in your play area with this L-shaped bracket board right here, and you have to have those protected in order to score them. So you're going to have to run some protection across the top of there in order to score those tiles below. Again, I've watched it played, and I knew I had to have that game. Laura and I can play this game in an hour, and it's so much fun, and that's Vikings. Okay, the next game I'm going to talk about is Miabi. Here's a game nobody talks about. It's for 2 to 4 players. This is from Haba Games. Haba Games has a reputation for family weight games. And is this family weight? I mean, it's a little step above, I think. But it's a tile laying game, and the tiles that you're going to lay down, you can stack them, much like gingerbread house. Okay, and you have lanterns across the top of your board, and once you use that row or place a tile in that row, you have to lay that lantern down or take it off the board or whatever, and the next one has to go in a different row. So there's 6 modules in here to add to this game to make it more interesting. If you wish, you can mix them and match them, but the game is absolutely phenomenal. Again, it doesn't get talked about, but it is a wonderful, crunchy little puzzle that you can play in 30 to 45 minutes, because every time we get it out, we play it 3 or 4 times, and that's Miabi. So that's number 44 in our Ultimate Top 100 Board Games list by Michael Kiesling. Okay, number 43 on our Ultimate Top 100 Board Games list is Lost Ruins of Arac. Lost Ruin of Arac was designed by Min and Elwin, and I love these guys for this game. I had never heard of them, so I bought this game late. Whenever I see a game by a new board game designer, I kind of let it float out there a while before I see how this game picks up in popularity and what people are saying about it. I watched it played a few times, and I really couldn't get a grasp on it. For whatever reason, I couldn't really get a grip on this game. But it went on sale somewhere. I picked it up, brought it home, and I played it the first time, didn't like it. Played it the second time, I liked it a little more. Played it the third time, I liked it even a little more. And by the 5th play, I was in love with this game. I'm going to tell you right now. And that's why I always say play a game 5 times before you get rid of it. But this is Lost Ruins of Arac, and it's Indiana Jones in a box, worker placement game. Absolutely everything in this board game, the art, the pieces in the game are absolutely fabulous. And I love playing. It's got a wonderful expansion called Leaders or something like that, isn't it?
I think so.
You get a bunch in that expansion, and we do have that. I haven't played it with the expansion, but this base box, just like this, is absolutely so much fun to play. Has a solo variant. It's for up to 4 players, and you can play this game in 45 minutes, and we absolutely adore it. And that's Lost Ruins of Arac in the number 43 position on our Ultimate Top 100. In the number 42 position on our Ultimate Top 100 Board Games list are 2 engine building games that are so similar that they kind of freak me out a little bit. There's Splendor and there's Project L. Now Splendor's been out for quite a while, and its popularity has not waned. I mean, this game is so much fun, and you will play this game 4 or 5 times every time you get it out, and you're just simply building an engine of gems. If you look on Amazon, it says 1 million games sold. So I think Splendor is still very popular. I think people are wanting to play it. You get these beautiful heavy... Come on, gravy. Oh, there we go. You get these beautiful heavy poker chips that are used in the game that you start out the game with. Wonderful gem cards that you're going to lay out in a market on the board. And these nobles that are going to visit you should you have the required gems available in your play area to take them. So this is absolutely a wonderful game. Again, Lori and I played this game and loved it immediately. It's easy. This is a half an hour, folks. 30 minutes time, and again, you'll play it 4 or 5 times. It's so good, I bought my sister a copy for Thanksgiving on her birthday. I gave her a couple of games. I gave her Moot Tap and Splendor because I love both those games. They're easy to set up, they're easy to play, they're crunchy enough to have fun, and easy to take down. So you're talking 30-45 minutes for each of these games, and I love Splendor by Mark Andre. The next game I'm going to talk about is Project L, and it's another engine builder where you simply have group of tiles and there's going to be a market. You're just going to select that tile and put these little acrylic shapes in there, and there's some rules to doing that. It has a player aid that guides you through every step of the way, and you put those little acrylic tiles in there. Once you complete that tile, you get the benefit that's on it, and then you put it in your a stack to the side, and if it has points on it, you're going to get those points at the end of the game. But this is so much fun. Project L, little tiny box. Lori and I, again, this is a game very much like Splendor, because when you get it out to play it, you're going to play it 4 or 5, maybe 10 times. It's just that quick and that fun, and they don't lose their attractiveness when those elements are present in board games. And that's position number 42 on our Ultimate Top 100 board games. Okay guys, this is position number 41 on our Ultimate Top 100 board games list, and it's a simple little game called Alhamra. This game came out in 2003 and was a huge hit, and it's still a huge hit as far as I'm concerned. It won the Spiel des Jahres in 2003, and Laura and I bought this copy at a board game market for $5, and it's got a little boo-boo dinged up corner, but I don't care. And you get a lot in this box. I mean, I loved it ever since I played it the first time. You know, a whole bag of tiles, and it's a hand management game where you're going to have currencies that you're going to be able to draft tiles off a market board and build a Alhamra in front of you and connect walls and do different things by the way you place those tiles. It never stops being a good time, Alhamra, and I have it in a couple of different editions. Whoops. And I got this special big box special edition that has a couple of different versions of Alhamra in it because I like it so much, and I wanted to trade away a game that I didn't want, and I was able to pick this game up. So I said, what the heck, I'll take that too. And if you have not played Alhamra, you owe it to yourself to do so, because there are a lot of games coming out that people are raving about that just aren't as good and don't have the life that Alhamra has. And that's number 41. It's by Durkan, by the way. I'm sorry I didn't mention his name. Durkan, what a wonderful job. Thank you, Durkan, for producing and designing this game. We absolutely love it. This is by Queen Games in both of these packages, so we adore these games, and I want to give a huge shout out to them. That's number 41 in our Ultimate Top 100 board games. Okay guys, that's it. That's number 50 to 41, and that's our segment of our video of our Ultimate Top 100 board games list. And I know it was short, I know it was quick, but I had to get this filmed so I can get it to Lori, because she has to get all this editing done to try and get it published as quick as possible. So I wanted to be as brief as I possibly could. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I love every one of you. Keep on board gaming. It's the best hobby on the planet because of the games that I just showed you. And please like, that's so important to us. And subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll see you next time here on The Bones Collector. Bye-bye.